over 70% of people's daily lives are spent in communication. However, 75% of oral communication is often lost or forgotten. Communication is important in any place. It's important in business. It's important in communities. Communication is also universal, no matter where you are, no matter who you are, no matter where you're from. There is a level of communication for you. Hello, my name is Mitchell Wilkins, and today I'll be talking to you about what's important in conversation, effective listening. So for my first tip, I'd like to talk to you about body posture and eye contact. For body posture, you should stay in an upright position. You don't want to be slouched. You should remain level to that person, shoulder to shoulder, and you should remain at a comfortable distance. Eye contact should go as follows. It should feel natural. You shouldn't have to stare at them 100% of the time. It might make that person feel uncomfortable. So make it feel natural. Maybe 75-80% of the time you are keeping good eye contact. For my next tip, I'd like to tell you to stay calm and relaxed. Keep an open mind, no matter the topic, the subject, or the point. If it's controversial to you or it aggravates you, listen. Stop, take a breather, listen to the conversation. It'll help you a lot and it'll make things more comfortable. Also make sure to remain attentive. You want to stay focused on that person. If you have the chance, maybe get rid of the background noise and go to a conference room. Go to a quiet room where there's not a lot of distractions. It'll help keep the focus and make the person talking to you more comfortable. And my next tip, it's obvious. Don't interrupt. You don't want to cut somebody off. You don't want to stop and talk right while they're talking. Disrupts the flow of the conversation. They're not going to want to talk to you if you constantly interrupt them about whatever you want. If you stop and talk about something completely different, that's even worse. So make sure to stop, listen, then speak. If you don't want to talk about the conversation, maybe you just tell them, hey, I'm not comfortable talking about this right now. But don't interrupt. Let the person finish. Next, I'd like to tell you to listen to what the person is saying, verbally and non-verbally. Verbally, what is the topic? What does it mean to you? Maybe they're talking about work, or maybe it's something, a personal conversation. What that person is talking to, well, obviously, you'll be in that same situation and you can understand. You should also listen to their tone. Are they very quiet? Are they very loud? Are they happy? Are they giving you good news? Are they telling you about your bad day? That's something you need to listen to. It'll help communication and it'll help you effectively understand the situation you're in. You should also know that non-verbally, you can look at their body language and their facial expressions. It tells non-verbally, everything will tell you a lot about them. If they're very closed off, maybe they're kind of antsy looking around, it'll tell you that maybe they're uncomfortable. Maybe they're very open, excited, very loud. Maybe their facial features are smiling. You can see that they're happy and they're excited to talk to you about that. And in these things, verbally and non-verbally, you can match that kind of tone. You can match their emotion. If you're counseling somebody, maybe you're very slow and you talk very firm and give acknowledgement. Next, it's the importance of empathy. Understand the person you are talking to and the situation you are in. Empathy just means to give back the amount of energy that they're giving you. Empathize with them and say, I'm very sorry to hear that. I'm sorry you had a bad day. I understand what you're talking about. I know it's aggravating. That kind of thing. Acknowledgement. That goes along with empathy. Letting that person know that you are listening to them. It's the same thing. I'm glad to hear it. I understand your situation. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate you coming to talk to me about that. Just some examples about normal conversation and acknowledgement. Lastly, I'd like to talk to you and tell you to ask questions and make comments. This is an obvious one. We do it all the time. It's conversation and communication. It's the same thing. It's a back and forth. Asking questions, making comments will help the reader know that you are listening to them. And it'll help the reader know that you are focused on them and you want to have a conversation. But before I go today and in my presentation, I'd like to let you know that communication is important to a lot of people, no matter where you are. And maybe a lot of people don't know how much they need it. But I think as of times for right now, on this lockdown, while we are in quarantine, treasure the moments you have with your friends, your apartment, your significant other, your family, wherever you are in quarantine with. Make the chance and take the chance to bond with that person. Have it special, alright? This is a tough time for a lot of people. And just talking to somebody might make up somebody's day. We don't know how much we need it until we need it. Thank you. My name is Mitchell Wilkins, and that is all the time I have for today.